Hey guys, it's me. Sad me. I'm here to thank you for watching my videos or listening, whichever is floating your boat. A few months ago, I did some primary and secondary research about what it was like to be a director in the media industry. It was a project for college, but it worked out very well. Ended up interviewing random people, and one of those was a director at 4K Freelance, a TV, film, and video production company. This company specialises in everything media related, like web design, music videos, recording major events, and many more. The interview may not be exciting, but it is interesting to hear what Ethan Dickens, the director, has to say about the situation, and the advice he gives to people who are thinking about being a director in the media industry. Before we go into the actual interview itself, I just wanted to say that this is a more of an educational video than an entertainment. I do recommend that you guys still stick around and listen to it because it is kind of interesting if you're curious about what it's like in the industry or just want to know what they do in the industry. I hope you guys do enjoy this. What's going on, everyone? My name is Aiden Shoes, and back to you with another Media Monthly. Coming live every month, talking about different roles within the media industry. On here, this month, I'm going to be talking about the role of a director and their responsibilities in all kinds of medium. I'm here with Ethan Dickens, the creator of 4K. Ethan, how are you?
Hi there, mate. Everything alright?
Good, awesome. Let's just start with the basics. What does 4K Freelance specialize in?
At 4K Freelance, we specialise in 4K Ultra HD, 2K and HD high definition digital media, so videography and cinematography.
What inspired you to pursue this career in the media industry?
Well, to put it frankly, first of all, I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I was working in the customer service industry, so I was basically sitting at a computer every day for up to 9 hours, 8.5 to 9 hours, delivering customer service for a retail company, and I really didn't enjoy that. I decided that wasn't for me. So I started getting into video editing. So I went to school at Soho, which is actually called Soho Editors in London, and did some courses in Final Cut Pro 7 whilst I was attending an internship in Northampton for a local corporate video production company. And it was while I was there, I was deliberating on what I was going to do in the future because I was in this internship, not getting paid for it. I was also a registered carer for my mother, and it was one of the reasons why I left the music industry job as well, and the call centre. And I decided to see if I can get into video production, and I knew that I had some money to spend on some equipment and a website, and I thought I'll see how it goes really, because I've always been in this position where I'd be working for people for money that I wasn't kind of happy with, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I tried to go alone, if you could call it that. But along with a colleague as well, my brother, so we do that together now. So that's what got me into it really, and plus it was it's connected to the music industry really, because in video production you still need to know about your music, especially with dubbing, cues for music. Make sure your nodes, for people who don't know what a node is, it's it's creating your dynamics in the music, so you get your low points and your high points, so your cues for your narrative or voiceover comes in, and then your music drops in and out behind that. And I enjoy both aspects of that, really. My background is definitely music.
So what do you do on your daily basis?
Well, it's slightly changed during this year. From one moment I could be doing web design. I do web design, music production, video production. I've had to also delve into a bit of SEO because of setting up a company and not having a budget to pay people to design websites and do SEO. I've had to do that myself, and I've learned through it as well. So there's one good aspect of that is learning what you're doing and knowing how to do things. And then there's also, for me, a bad side to that, which is, well, I don't want to be doing web design. I don't want to be doing SEO. I want to be editing video and music, that sort of thing. I want to do the creative side of it, whereas I'm having to sort of do everything. So I've been doing web design this year and creating more pages and more links. Currently, at the moment, over the last few weeks, been doing predominantly music production. It's been quiet on the video production side. Got a meeting tomorrow. Someone about doing national video content for their company, so that's a good thing.
So Ethan, can you just tell me and the audience what does it feel like to have someone pitch their idea and then for you to make that into reality, to go through the whole experience from the beginning to the end?
It's great. So sometimes there is a little bit of regret. But everyone gets that slight regret about, say, one thing that you've done in there, so I could have done that better, or that needs changing. That's the perfectionist aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, we all like to think of how we can improve things and that, how we can change in that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So Ethan, I know you mentioned a couple of times, but I just want to, just for you to repeat what you said. So for all those out there who are thinking about starting in the media industry, can you just tell me all about what is it like and how you can actually get in there?
Yeah, very important. I see directors as the person who mainly brings across how it's going to look. I mean, people like, who's going to talk about Hollywood, for instance, Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest, and the reasons for that is because he knows his stuff and he knows how to bring the shot to the audience, so they really feel the emotion of what's going on and the angles that he chooses. Well, one good example is Saving Private Ryan. That's one of the best films that I've ever seen, where it really makes you feel like that you're in the scene on the beach for the first 20 minutes with a shaking and the way that they did it. So the director, without the director, you probably get all the people doing it together, and then they'll mess it up somewhere along the line, because everyone's got their job that they do, and his main job is to make sure that everyone is doing their job properly. And then when it comes to doing a take or several takes, yeah, you see them sitting there, don't you, on a monitor, and making sure that there is nothing going wrong.
Over my years of research in film and the media industry, I came across this theory called the auteur theory, which is basically the idea that everything, let's take a film for example, because we mentioned a couple of films here, is that everything that is made in the film is been made by the director. Sure, yeah, in a high budget movie, like for example in a Steven Spielberg movie, because we mentioned a couple of those, we have always there's always going to be editors and writers and other people who are part of those roles. But the idea of auteur theory is that even with all those roles there, it's the director that makes the final cut, the final piece, the final work. It's the director that puts it all onto the screen. So could you say there is a link between a good director and a good final movie, a final piece, a good medium, really?
Of course. I'm not going back to Steven Spielberg again, or Gore Verbinski, for instance. I've not seen any of their films where I've sat there and halfway through I've gone, I'm bored of this. Not once. But there's other films out there where the budget for the CGI is amazing. You know, the money that goes into creating these scenes where now every clip has CGI in it, and it's there's so much of it. It looks amazing, but for me, the storylines lack compared to the amount of CGI and the money that's gone into making it look pretty and amazing, and especially action and adventure films. I do enjoy the fact that something like the new one, Kong Skull Island, that's a brilliant one, but there was one previous to that, it was like 3.5 hours long. I liked the storyline. Opening 2 was about 1.5 hours in, and after 1.5 hours, there was just so much action in there that it lacked any dialogue, storyline at all. And some people would be into that, but I'm not. I don't like that. I like there to be some connection between the actors and dialogue to know what is going on, instead of people fighting it out with in amongst some massive CGI and there's fast clips that bring the sequence together is okay, but I'm more into things like, I say one good film that I've seen is A Cure for Wellness. I was blown away by that. The music that accompanies it, that was scored, the dialogue, and there's obviously there'll be CGI in that film. It wasn't heavily souped up like these massive big budget films, and that was my film of this year that I've seen this year is A Cure for Wellness, because it grabbed me in the heart. It really did grab me. The way that the scripts, it was obviously down to the scripts, but the way that that was the Gore Verbinski one, but the way that it was directed, so to answer your question, is that it's very important that the director plays a very important role in delivering that.
So, Ethan, again, we'll go to a movie here for example. Now, would you say someone like Steven Spielberg, who puts a lot of, who's a well-known director and that is now always part of a high-budget production, would you say for someone like yourself, for example, who is a director of a low-budget production, would you say you had to do more work? Because unlike Steven Spielberg, who I know does make a lot of the choices and does put a lot of work into his movies, he is at the end of the day telling all the camera operator how to shoot, where to shoot, and all that sort of thing. He gets people to draw. I know he does draw the storyboards. He gets the artist to come in and perfect it for him. Would have been more work for you, however, for someone who's doing a low budget production, because you now have to stretch across multiple roles. Where, I mean, you now have to film your own shots and your own camera angles, and you have to pitch and set up interviews and plan everything. Is it more work for you and more stressful, or is it the other way around? Is it more easier to handle because, for example, the camera being shaky, you know the camera won't shake because you know how to work the camera, you know how to use the equipment involved, you know how to get the visuals and the sounds that you want. So, which one do you think is? Is it harder or easier to be a director of a low budget production?
Yeah, I am in that position. It can be stressful. It because not only directing the shoot, it's planning the shoot, being an offline editor, an online editor, a dubbing mixer. I've also got to make sure that the website is up and running and it continues to do that, and updating plugins for the website, especially SEO. Doing the office work, so replying to emails, answering calls. So yeah, there's a lot of things to do, and one thing that I don't like doing, and I get a colleague to do, is I do it, but it's research. It's because it takes up so much of my time to research. If we need something for a shoot, or we need to plan something, so if we need a certain backdrop, or we need to plan it in a way that we need to research a piece of equipment that we might need, or client is asking for or about, then we'd do it together. But I do need the help in that, because I've realised that I'm a bit of a crap researcher, really.
And finally, just one final question, Ethan. Thank you for your time and everything. Anything you would like to say to anyone who's thinking about being a director?
I'd say, just to learn from my music industry experience, is it doesn't matter how poor you are, or try and word this correctly. If you're not on the breadline, basically you're not fighting to survive and struggling, and you want to pursue in something, and you should keep going. And if you manage to get your foot in the door, keep going, even if you have to do that for years on really low money, and just keep doing it. And if you can keep doing that, of course, and if you have to come out of it because of money issues, financial problems, then that's just the way life is, and that's the way life works. But never give up on your dream. If you've got a dream of doing something, then you keep doing it, and you never stop unless something stops you.
Well, that's all we have. Thank you, Ethan, very much. I hope you take care, and thank you for this very entertaining and educational phone call.
Yeah, okay, cheers, buddy. Thanks a lot. Take care, mate.
Take care now.
Bye, mate.
Alright guys, I thought one interview wasn't enough, so I'm going to go and ask a bunch of other people to ask to see what they think a director does, what their roles and responsibilities is, whether there is a link between a good content and a good director, and if they think the director role is important or not, and we'll see what the results are. What do you think a director does in the media industry?
A director is the base of all outlets in the media industry, involving how things will be done, how things will be set up, how things will be played out, how things will be executed amongst all of the needed things in the media industry.
In the media industry, a director is the guy responsible for pulling all the strands together to make the end product. So you've got people that are producing, giving the money, people that are finding the sort of backers, which I suppose the same thing, the actors, the script, the storyboard, special effects, whatever it may be, the set design, the costume, the casting. The director is the man or woman that is fundamentally the top of the tree in regards to what we finally see on the screen.
They organise their productions. Like if you're directing a movie, you're organising and you're making sure the finished product is the best, and they put their own influence on the scripting and the props and everything, so that is their own work.
Do you think a director is important?
Traditionally, a director is very important. Obviously, some directors are by far more important. In fact, they've probably transcended the media industry they're in particular films, if that's what we're talking about. And yes, but I think the vast majority of films produced these days, it doesn't really matter, you can have a robot directing them, but every now and then you get some class films that are stamped with the director's touch, or Ridley Scott, for example, or films such as that.
Yeah, of course it is. It's like it's in the name. It's the direction. Like a director is the direction of what they want out of the media industry. So, say be a film, the director is very important in that part because it's going to make the film be portrayed exactly what it wants to be portrayed as.
Do you think there's a link between a good content and a good director?
Yeah, I do. I think the director is in control of the content overall, and if the director isn't good at their work, or if they're not focused on their work, then the content won't be good because they won't be making sure it's all right.
Obviously, you don't get good product without good manufacturing. So you need a good director to manufacture good content.
Good content, yeah, because obviously, you get great directors make naff films, definitely, or average films, but I suppose we judge the quality of the film on the quality of the director. And yes, we get some obviously every day or every year. We're getting people that come to the fore who are showing themselves to be, great directors. Yeah, so good content has to do with a good director. I think obviously she is fundamentally ultimately responsible for what we see, and therefore, yeah, good content. Bad director will make bad films. Good director will make great films. No problem.
Right then, folks, you heard it all from here. The different roles and responsibilities, the how to get in, and what's it like to be a director and that. Be free to go and check 4K Freelance and their webpage and that. I promise you their work is outstanding. And also, please come back again for next month, where we will go on about script writers and what script writing is all about. I'm Aidan Hughes, guys, and thank you and good night.
That's all I have, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video, and shame on you if you didn't. A special thanks to 4K Freelance. If you're wondering about those shots that were being used or what they were about, then please go to their websites, as all the clips that were used in the video is from there. Even if you're just curious in checking out the website, then please do. I will leave the link in the description. I have had a lot of fun making this project, and I am thinking about making another one in a few months down the line. So if you guys want me to do some research into any job in the media industry, then I will do it. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.